Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Knit Chat Cafe. My name's Noelle, and this is my friend
Kelly.
And we're coming to you from Southwestern Ontario, Canada. Yes. So both in the same city. No, not in the same city. Same general area. Same time
Same
zone.
County.
Same county. Yeah.
Same county.
So welcome everybody. Yes, Isabel, we're matching. I just said that we both got the stripes on today. Yeah, so it seems like we were just here. That's how fast that week went, just like that.
My weeks did not go fast, but I'm glad yours did.
Mine did. Mine went so fast. So, and I'm still not over. I mean, jet lag. I'm still getting up at 4:30 in the morning. Anyway, I'm sure it will resolve soon. So, and then I'll be getting up at 5 at my normal time. So, welcome everybody. We are a knitting podcast, mostly knitting podcast. This is our Tuesday evening get together where we share what we've been up to throughout the week, what we've made, what we finished, if we bought anything. So welcome. We're glad that you're all here. We really appreciate everybody joining us. And we also really appreciate the people that watch after the fact, because we know it's not always possible for everybody to join in on the live. So
that's right.
Welcome.
That's right.
So yeah, so it's been a busy week. So we had here in Canada, we had Thanksgiving weekend this past weekend. So I did have a relatively full house for dinner. Not as many as normal because 2 of my boys were in Chicago with their families to run the Chicago Marathon. So they both completed it. It's so amazing now. Like I used to run and you never knew what anybody's result was or whether they finished until after it's posted online after. And now that they have these tracking apps where you can actually watch them through the whole race, know where they're going. It gives you the predicted finish time. You know exactly when they finished. Like it's amazing. So anyway, proud of them both. Glad that they did it. I have FOMO when they do a 10K. I really don't have FOMO when they do a marathon. So yeah, so we had a nice dinner on Sunday. We had actually quite nice weather for the whole weekend, which was good.
We had beautiful weather.
Yep. So, and what were you up to?
I spent Thanksgiving with 50,000 of my closest friends. So this was Brigden Fair weekend, and Brigden Fair is a county agricultural fair here that we have in a little rural town, and we had 4 spectacular days of weather. So that meant 4 spectacular days of fair attendance for us.
Yeah.
And everything went well. The fair went smoothly. We had lovely animals. We had a beautiful midway. We had all of the fall festivities, all of the beautiful decorations, cotton candy, the peanuts, popcorn, all the good things on the midway, and lots of great things, lots of kids at the fair, and no real hiccups. That was great too.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was we had pig races. We had lumberjacks, like all the great things. And so the fair wrapped up yesterday. I put in over 90 hours last week of work. So I am more than a little tired. So please don't come at me and say, oh gosh, Kelly, you look tired tonight. I'm tired. I know I'm tired. Okay. My words are still a little jumbled sometimes when I talk. I used up every last brain cell I had to get through the week, but I will do it again next year happily. So I was back in the office today. And they hosted, actually, I should say that too. So I did get to have 2 very amazing dinners this week. Sunday night, the fair hosts a beautiful family Thanksgiving dinner at 6:00 after the fair closes. And then last night I was lucky enough to have been invited out with friends to their home for Thanksgiving dinner. So I certainly didn't do without. And yeah, I have some other things that I want to talk about the fair as far as the exhibits go, but we're going to do that a little bit later in the show. So it was a great weekend.
Okay, good. So, okay, so we should move on. Maybe start with, did you have any questions?
Okay, to be fair, also, let's revisit last week where I said I would be out of contact, and I completely was. So I didn't look at email this week. I've not been on the social,
Okay.
and I have nothing knit and no finishes, but I have other things to talk about as per my plan last week. So
Okay.
it's all on you.
Okay. Well, I had just one question was about when you have a pattern and it tells you to increase like every 10 or 12 rounds, do
Mhm.
you knit 10 rounds and then increase, or do you knit 9 rounds and then increase? For me, if it says every 10 rounds, then I do it on that 10th round, which means I'm knitting 9 rounds and then increasing.
Same.
Because I think if it was the other way, it should say knit 10 rounds, then do an increase round.
Mm-hmm.
But if it says every 10, then I would knit 9 and increase on the 10th. So I don't know if anybody else does that differently, but to me, that's how that instruction reads.
Same.
So
That's how I read it as well.
okay. So that was basically the only question that I had this week. So maybe we should move on to what
Well,
we're
I
wearing.
want to say,
We almost forgot that last
yes,
week.
but we also want to say a get well to Ellen. Ellen got a new knee today. Yay,
Oh,
Ellen.
okay.
And she's watching us from her hospital bed. So
Oh, well, hope you're feeling better. Hope you're not in any pain. Hope you can still knit.
hope you have your knitting all lined up for your recovery. And
Yes, that's right.
yes, because I had a friend who had foot surgery last week too. And I said to her, I will definitely be coming and spending some time with you, but I had to get past this week first. So I will be checking in with her this week too.
Okay. So we should move on to what we're wearing.
Okay.
So, Kelly, what are you wearing?
I am wearing the Stripes sweater by Andrea Mowry, and I do have a banner. And I knit this sweater last year actually for Rhinebeck. I actually finished it at Rhinebeck because we know how that goes with me. I have plans of getting a sweater finished and I never get it finished, but I usually get it finished the day that I need it. So it was ready to go. And I really, really do love this sweater. I have some photos of it so you can see a little bit more. I knit this. It's using 6 colors from the Estelle alpaca mist that I bought at Little Red Mitten. And Jillian helped me put these colors together. I think I had got it right away when it first came in. And the colors starting at the top, working its way down, are teal, olive, amethyst is the pale pink, lilac. No, I got that wrong. Sorry. So it's, let me just see here. Go to another photo. Starting at the top of the neck is teal, olive, amethyst is the burgundy, lilac is that light pink. Then it goes into cinnamon, the orange, and brindle is that taupey brown. And I really like how this one turned out.
Yeah, the colors look so good together.
Thanks. I really did specifically make it to go with this dress. This is another Hinterland dress, and I made that dress as well. And so you can see that the buttons all the way down, I put in a sort of an offset button placket on the skirt, and then I found buttons the color of all of these stripes, and I added it down the placket of the skirt. So this was a Rhinebeck outfit. I think, if I recall, I also sewed the buttons on once I got to Rhinebeck the night before wearing it.
I think actually Julia sewed the buttons on.
Okay, I think you might be right. Julia did sew the buttons because I may or may not have been busy ripping out the hem of this sweater, which, as much as I love working with this yarn, so this is a worsted weight, light as a feather alpaca, and it does hold its shape really well. The sweater has not stretched out in any way, but I will caution you, do not make a mistake because you cannot pick it out. So I had not been happy with my bind off that I used on the sweater. So I thought, no, I can just pick this out and I will redo the bind off. And it was impossible. I ended up cutting it off and re-knitting the ribbing and then doing a bind off that I was happy with, which was, if you ever have a sweater that you don't want the sweater to flare, but you also you want it to have enough give. And this is it's like a pretty good weight. Like, it does have a little bit of stretch, but the bind off that I just used a straight bind off and it didn't have enough give. So I used, what's the stretchy bind off? Is it Jenny or Jill's cast ons? Jenny binds off, right?
Judy's Magic Cast On Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off.
Right. So I did the surprisingly stretchy bind off for every knit stitch, because it ended up being it's a knit 2 purl 2. So I would do it for the 2 knit, but for the purl, I just bound off like a straight purl bind off. And that gave me just the right amount of stretch, not too stretchy, not too loose, not too tight, but just like Goldilocks, just right. And I'm really happy with that. So I modified the stretchy bind off for something that worked for me. Okay.
Good. Okay, and I am wearing the plain yoke tee 22 by Lynette, who is Lean Home Samso. And this is done in Lang Yarns Linello, which is a cotton linen viscose blend, a little bit different composition than Drops Bell. It's got a little more linen content in it, a little less cotton in it. This pattern was fun to knit. The yarn does all the work. This is a self-striping or color changing yarn. So it does all the work. I've got a couple of pictures here. So the tee is just plain round yoke, but you do so much in this, but then there is also some raglan shaping down to the underarms, which I find for me fits much better than just a straight round yoke. Like I really like that little bit of raglan because I think it takes out some of the extra bulk in here. And this is perfect sweater for wearing. It was not warm today, but it's not freezing cold yet. Like I'm not sitting in a cold basement like Kelly is. So it's a little bit warm in here. So it's still nice to kind of have something that's not quite too woolly. Yeah, so I really like her patterns. I've knit quite a few of them. The instructions are great, and I would knit this again. And I think it's another one of those where you could probably add kind of what you wanted to it. Use a different yarn. You could maybe put some lace texture up in the yoke. Could maybe put a little bit of color work in it. But I really do like how the fit of this turned out. So
it's really nice.
Thanks. Okay. So
just going back to my outfit for Rhinebeck, Julia says it was a group effort. And yes, Julia, you are exactly right. Sometimes it does take a village to dress Kelly. So thank you for the help. Okay.
So maybe we should talk a little bit about our knit-alongs before we get into anything else.
Sure, I'll pull that up.
Okay, so at the moment we have 2 knit-alongs going on. One is our year-long sock make-along. So all you have to do for this one is enter socks as you finish them. So at the end of every month, we draw and go back to the beginning of the year, draw up to the end of the current month, and we pull 2 prizes. One is a pattern prize donated by our friend Natalie, who is Remembrances_Natalie Sheldon.
Yes,
it only took me 10 months to get that. So thank you, Natalie, for being so generous. And your sock patterns are gorgeous. Well, all your patterns are gorgeous because she has sweater patterns, some stocking patterns. And when you think about the socks with the color work too, like you could actually do like a pair of fingerless mitts with it, like put the pattern into a pair of fingerless mitts. But anyway, that's one of the prizes. And then we also draw a sock yarn prize every month. So get your socks in there. We're hoping for 5,000 pairs by the end of 2025. And hopefully we'll make it. Maybe we might have to throw yours and mine in there if we get really close.
Maybe really close. Yes. So we're at the middle of October though. So you still have
2.5 months
days to get your socks in for this month too.
Yeah. And remember, for this month at the end of October, since this month is Socktober and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, for the end of this month, we actually have 2 sock yarn prizes that were donated by Heather from Timber Yarns. And they are gorgeous pink self-striping yarns with matching mini and matching little gnome stitch stoppers and some hot chocolate. So a gorgeous little package. And we've got 2 of them to give away. So that's just encouragement. If you've got any that just need a little bit to finish them up, get them done and get them in there. So, okay.
And then the other make along that we have running right now is our sweater stash down. We started this on August the 1st. It runs until November the 30th. And it is for an adult size sweater with sleeves. And you have to use at least 75% in the yarn in the sweater must be from your stash and in your stash prior to August 1st. We do allow whips in this make along, but they had to have been less than 25% complete when we started it in August the 1st. So as I said, we run till the end of November, so you still have lots of time to get a sweater, maybe even two finished, and get that into the Makealong.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kelly, do you have any finishes?
No.
Okay. Okay. I have 3.
Okay.
Okay. So my first finish, I don't actually have it with me, but it was the butterfly vest, which is a Knitting Loft pattern. And it was actually the version that I did for Zoe. So I modified the pattern to fit a child. So I've got a picture here. Let me just see. Well, I've got a picture. That's her with the little vest on. And then here's a picture of what the vest looks like. So the vest is done with 2 Knitting Loft brand yarns. The main one, the purple one, is their Lush, which I can't remember the composition. I know it's got alpaca. I think it's got alpaca silk. It's so soft. It's just luxurious. And then the sparkle yarn that's the vest is trimmed with is the Knitting Loft Starlight. Okay, so this pattern is not available on their website. However, the pattern is free if you buy the yarn to make the vest. So you would need to put that into your instructions. If you go onto the Knitting Loft site and order it, you would have to put that into your instructions that you're making the butterfly vest. And if you bought the yarn for it, they will send you along the pattern, and the pattern is free.
Right.
So this was a lot of fun to knit. Zoe really liked it. Do you have the composition of the yarn there?
Yes, I do. So it is 65% baby alpaca, 20% merino wool, and 15% silk. And it is, as Noelle says, it's just absolutely beautiful, and it's so soft. You just can't believe how soft it is.
I know. It's like a cloud. It's like knitting with a cloud, and it feels like the finished item weighs nothing. Like
nothing at all.
So Zoe's took less than 1. A little bit less than 1. I used almost the whole skein in the purple. And then the Starlight, I think I only used less than 30 grams, not even. So the Starlight is a really nice blend too. It's got the stellina in it, but it is also a Shiniko, which is a really soft. I think I read a little bit about it, but I can't remember. I mean, we've got more and we're using this more. So as we use more of it, I'll find out a little bit more about the content, but it is a really nice yarn. And the sparkle in it is beyond. So, and I just got, Zoe loved her little vest so much. She had it on for 3 days straight. So I just have a little video here that I'll play. She wanted to show it off. So we took this. So yes, she wore it on. I brought it on Friday. She wore it Friday. We went to the Knitting Loft. She had it on again on Saturday when she was going to her dad's side for Thanksgiving. Jacqueline said she had to wear a new Thanksgiving dress when she came to our house, so she couldn't wear it, but she brought it so that she could wear it on Monday when she was here. So I'm glad she liked it. And now Penelope saw it, and Penelope wants one now too. So
of course,
Loft has lots of colors because Penelope wants hers light pink.
Oh yes, well they do have that. I know they do.
Have that. I know they do.
So Sarah's asking how that yarn. Sarah's asking how that yarn compares to the sweater. This yarn, it's definitely softer. Oh, sorry, I just heard the door. Okay, it's definitely softer. It's but it has like. I'm trying to think what the word would be. It's definitely more dense, but I believe that's probably the merino in it that's giving you that little bit of dense quality to it, because it looks, whereas this one, if you held up like a strand of this one, it looks like so wispy, more almost like a little bit of a thicker mohair, whereas the Lush from the Knitting Loft has a little more structure to it. But I mean, they both feel really nice, but I mean, there's nothing that compares to how soft that Lush is. There really isn't.
Yeah. So Amy's telling us that Shiniko is an American branded wool. The fiber is superwash treated, but it's a merino rambouillet crossbreed. So there actually is an actual sheep, I guess, then that's a Shiniko sheep. I don't know if it's a blend of the fibers or whether there's, no, she said crossbreed. So there must be an actual sheep that they've bred that has this gorgeous wool. So Okay.
And Isabel wants to know if Zoe took it off to go to sleep. She said her son used to do that with his Christmas Ranger cow. Just sleep in it too.
Well, she didn't, but it was funny because we sat down. Jacqueline had ordered some pizza for supper when I was there on Friday. And before she sat down for supper, she took it off so that she wouldn't spill anything on it.
Very good. Good move. Good move.
So, okay. My next finished object is my Florence sweater by Eleanor Mortensen. And I did get it finished. So that's the back. So here it is.
Very pretty.
All done. Just plain sleeves. So this is done in what did I use?
Cascade Superwash.
Yes, Cascade 220 Sport.
220 Sport.
Yes, and it's not superwash. It's 100% Highland wool.
Yes.
So the main color is called Walnut Heather, and then this color here is Junction Fiber Mills Making Tracks Light in the colorway Zinnias. It took just a little bit over 2, and I had someone ask me if I did any color management, and I did. So I just started with the 1, and we went down to this pink, and then I wanted it to fade back so that I would get more of that orangey color in down at the bottom. So I did have to wind off some in here to get back to that color.
Yours took a little over 1.
Just a little over 1.
Yes.
And they're 50-gram skeins, so it took a little. I think it took like 5 grams out of the second skein. So, I mean, I probably could have done it with 1 if I had left the body plain in here, right? And then just did this little bit at the bottom. But I like the all over. And then the other change that I made was I staggered my little flowers on the bottom instead of putting them in straight lines. This is, now that it's blocked, like this Cascade 220, like it's
really nice.
I mean, it is,
to knit with mine, yes.
And it blocks beautifully. It's got good stitch definition that you can see even in just the rib on the detail. So, and it's a really affordable yarn.
Oh,
and
yes,
it comes in gorgeous colors. So
yes, I've got it's still sitting here. I have these colors set aside for the same sweater. So I have my main color will be a darker color, and then my yoke will be lighter. And this is the Junction Fiber Mill. This color is called Alpenglow, and I don't know if these actually had colors or not. Did they?
I don't think the color was on the band, but when I went in and looked at the website to find it, a lot of times you can find a color there.
Yeah. So I think this will be really pretty together too.
Yeah.
And it'll give the sweater a completely different look too, having the darker background, I think, as well.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. So again, like I've got enough of that Making Tracks left definitely to do something else with. So it would actually be a cute color in a kid's sweater, like to put it in the yoke of a kid's sweater.
Yes. And I agree, Julia. I wish it was more readily available in Canada.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if I've seen it.
Actually,
I don't know if I've seen it anywhere here.
No.
So, okay. And then my last finished object is, let me just find it here. The Star Scarf by Tori Yu. And I will just show you a picture of what she has on the pattern page. So this little scarf, it's a great way to use bits and pieces of leftover yarn. The pattern actually has 2 weights in it. It's got a fingering weight and it's got a DK weight. It's also got a long version and it's got a short version. So I had finished my Alcott vest. That was the all over colorwork vest. And when I put it on, like the neck's down here, and right at the moment, I don't have a top that I like that comes up to the top, and it's just a little bit too warm for turtlenecks yet, like long sleeve turtlenecks. So I made one of those little scarves, and I took 2 of the colors that I had left over and just put those together. So I didn't even choose the colors. I showed Zoe what I had left, and I said, Zoe, what 2 colors of these do you think I should put together? And she said these, so I did these. So you can see it's super simple. Like I did this yesterday. Now I had to make mine 2 4-garter rows shorter because I was running out of this teal colored yarn. But
okay.
It's still fine. It's still long enough. It didn't affect the length because you actually cast on the total number of stitches when you start, but then it just affects, there's a couple of my staggers are a little bit longer, but you're never going to see that when the scarf is on. So perfect way to use up like little bits and pieces of yarn that you've got left. This is Jamieson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight, there's less than probably 10 or 11 grams of each color. So yeah, so we'll take that with me this weekend to wear with my vest. And then if it's too hot, you can take it off. Whereas if you've got a turtleneck on, it's pretty hard to take it off in the middle of the fair. So
I'm sorry, my hay fever is at like an all-time high. I'm sneezing up a storm. I thought we had frost on the weekend and I thought, oh, that's going to take it under control, but it like comes and goes in waves. So I'll be completely fine. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, like how I just get something up there and it's kind of like a thing. It'll last for about 10 minutes. So I can just feel all of this coming right at me right now. So if I'm making strange faces or sneezing, I apologize in advance. And it's this like horrible drip nose too. But then in a half an hour, I wouldn't even know that was there. So I'm going on screen to give it another
be warned. Okay, so we're going to move on to works in progress. So do you have any works in progress?
Not knit a stitch. I didn't lie, like literally. There were nights I didn't even get home back to my trailer until 1 a.m. So no stitch.
Okay. Well, I am working on my Fidelio socks by Ku'ua Coffee. I don't have a whole lot much more done in this. I really have to get myself motivated to get working on this, but we've got the heel done. And now that it's into this, it won't take too long to get this first one finished off. This pattern is a free pattern on Ravelry. The only thing that I've done as far as a modification is I actually spaced my cables out more. I wanted a longer leg in the sock. So I think I added 4 knit 2, purl 2 rows in between each cable. And then the pattern nicely goes into her heel flap and gusset. So it's like a 2x2 heel flap. So the heel flap is quite cushy. So now that I'm down into the bottom of the sock, I finished the gusset. I'm down to the stitches that I need to have left for my sole. So I'm hoping that the rest of it goes quicker. So, and that is done with the Plucky Knitter, Plucky Feet. I can't remember. Do you remember what it was called? Wait a minute. I have to look it up. But I might not even have it written down. Yes, Plucky Feet in the colorway East Bluff. And it's a 90-10 and it's really, really springy yarn. Like this is cushy yarn. Like I'm thinking that's going to be a well-wearing sock, but I did have Ross try it on because of the cables. I wanted to make sure that it was going to go over all of the guys' feet. So hopefully I'll get some work on that done this week. Hopefully. So that's number 1. My second is I started the Incognito socks by Nancy Wheeler. So I do have a picture of those. I just got to find it. That's not it. Here we go. So this is Nancy's latest pattern. So it's a textured sock. It's got cables that go down each side of your leg. So then the front of the sock and the back of the sock is like quite a wide rib. So they should be really good fitting socks. So I am doing mine in, this is totally different than I told you last week. I was going to do them in just like a plain oat color. And I thought, you know what, that's sort of boring. So I don't want to do that. So I actually picked out this yarn, and this yarn is gorgeous. This is a yarn by Deborah of Yarn Indulgences. This is her Zedluck sock, which I do not believe she has anymore, but it's a BFL blend. And I love it. And this color is called, this color is called Antique Rose. And it's like the little hints of color are in the yarn, but it's really not distorting seeing the cables pop out. She does a beautiful job of integrating the ribbing into the cables, because she said, it was funny because she said when she first designed it, she didn't do it. But then when she went back before the pattern was published, she actually went through and she did it all again to make sure that that rib flows right into the cables on the sock. So it's a lot of fun to knit, very intuitive. I don't need the pattern anymore. So this is an easy sock to take with me anywhere and work on. So hopefully
that's another great thing about Nancy's patterns. We love Nancy's patterns because you end up getting a sock that looks like it had like maybe a really tricky edge to it, but her patterns are all very easily memorizable. And
Yes.
as beautiful as they turn out and as detailed as they look, they really are quite potato chippy.
Yeah.
So we love those elements. I love a sock that looks like I really put some effort into it. That wasn't that hard at all.
Yeah. Okay. And then my next whip is one that I just started, and it is the Paul Clay sweater by Midori Hirose. And I was going to count this as a finished object, but I didn't. A swatch.
It's a swatch.
Look at the size of this swatch. Like,
that's
I'm
a Julia size
look
swatch.
At the size of this swatch.
Yes.
And you know what? It's exactly the needle size I thought I was going to need to use. But because it's super wash yarn, I thought, nope, I am going to do the swatch. I'm going to wash it and I'm going to block it. So I did. But it is the size that I thought I was going to need for the sweater. So this is a sample that I am doing for Pam, who is the dyer behind Firefly Haven Fibers. So let me just show you a picture of the sweater. I have knit this sweater in the past. So this is the Paul Clay sweater. It is by Midori Hirose, and it's got all this color in the yoke. So I've got 12 different colors here that are going in the yoke. So I'll show you the colors in a minute. But this color here, this is my base color. I'm not sure. She's got it all rolled, and I don't have the tag, so I'm not sure of the name of it. But this is the base color. And then what she's doing, it's going to have 6 different stripes of colors, but no, maybe 10. I've got 12 colors, but it's going to fade in and out. So I don't know the exact order yet. I've got it on a picture, but I'm just going to show you each kind of row of color is going to be at a light and a dark version of a particular color. Mm-hmm. Okay. So these are the colors. So again, this is the main, but there's the greens. So they're going to be like in one row. Yep. And then, so this turquoise, I think, is very similar to the one that's being used, but when in the color work yoke of that sweater, there is none of the main color. Like the main color is totally gone. So even if I put that in, it will show up. So that's going to be one of the stripes. Next is these 2 gold and yellow.
Nice.
So that's going to be pretty. Then there's purples.
Of course.
Like a dark and a light purple. Yep. Then there's these pinks. And lastly, we've got these like a gold and a rusty color. So I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm actually going to bring that with me. I'm hoping to work on that this weekend. Well, this week, because I want to get it done so that she won't be able to take it to, it's not called Woolstock anymore. What's it called? The festival that we used to go. Is it still called Woolstock?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she won't have it for Woolstock, but she knew that. So I will get that done for the next festival that she's going to, which I think might be Fiber Spirit. Maybe it's something in November. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, and you're right, Amy. That would be an absolutely great stash buster. So the reason I did the swatch too was because like this pattern, she actually does call for Jameson and Smith jumper weight or spindrift. I'm not sure which one, but at a 22 stitch gauge. So that's a 4-ply yarn that she's using at a 22 stitch gauge. So that's why I wanted to do this, because I know the looser you knit a superwash yarn, the more it grows.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is my needle size that I'll be using is a 3.75 for the main body of the sweater. And if you look at hers, like I think she uses like a 3. And I thought, I do not know how she gets 22 stitches with a 3mm needle, because if I use a 3mm needle, I'm going to get probably 25 to 26 stitches.
Yeah, easily.
So that's why I did the swatch. I didn't swatch when I made my own. I have one. I didn't swatch for it, but I thought I better swatch for this because I don't want to have to start it all over again. So. Yeah. Okay. So that's all that I had a chance to work on this week. Haven't touched. Jacqueline's asking me. I haven't touched her butterfly vest. She says, "How come Zoe's is done?"
Yes, really
smaller.
It's smaller. Yeah.
So, okay. Did you buy anything?
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Well, I didn't. Okay, so last week, like not this past weekend, but the weekend before, I went to Flock Together.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay. Yep.
I didn't show the items that I
Last
got
week.
at Flock Together because I thought, well, I knew I wouldn't have any content this week. So I thought I will save that and I will show you what I got at Flock Together. And then I will also show you what my intentions are for what I got at Flock Together. So I can do that. Now, do you have anything that
Okay.
you got or?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Didn't buy
So,
anything.
first, I want to show a couple of the little, what do we call them? Traveling companion gifties. So often when we go away on little weekends, we exchange gifts amongst ourselves, a little group that travels. And I got some pretty spectacular gifts last week that I wanted to show off. And this one is very fitting with the season. Mary Lynn made these for us, and I was lucky enough to get a
That's
super
cute.
cool
Very
little
cute.
pumpkin bag. So I'm really excited about this little bag. I love the blue witch's hat. So I am definitely going to put some Halloween themed socks in here. I saw a couple of pairs that I really liked when we were away last weekend, but I don't know if I'll cast those on, but I'm definitely going to find something that's got a bit of orange in it so I can work on it for the rest of the month. But also I wanted to show off because I was really excited about this. She put 2 other little goodies inside the bag.
Ooh,
Well, she put
nice.
some treats in there too, but then she has apple butter, her own homemade apple butter.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure that this made it into the fair as well. I don't know how she did with it. And then she does a jalapeno cranberry jelly, which
Oh, nice.
would taste delicious with some cream cheese on a cracker, I'm guessing. And I haven't opened them yet because, as I said, we've been away all week. I actually moved on to the fairgrounds with our camper, and my husband has been out there all week with me as well, helping do the setups and the teardowns in the south end and anything else that's needed of him. So that was gift number 1. And here's gift number 2 from super talented Julia, who is really getting into making the most useful bags ever. And this is her
nice.
newest little bag that she's made. This is called the roll over bag. So I can hook this on to any of my other bags. But here's what the super cool thing is. And I've decided I'm going to use mine for my crochet hooks. So it unzips all the way down like that. And then you can flip this over and stand it up like that. And it will stand right up because of the way the base is. You can stand it up. Cool. So you could really put anything in here. And this, I think, would be the perfect little pocket to put a small pair of scissors or something. So I haven't even really gotten a chance to fully load this up yet. But she did such a beautiful job. I wanted to point out like how beautiful the zipper work is. Zippers on a curve are not always the friendliest thing to put in. And she did an absolutely beautiful job. So I'm stoked to have this to my collection of little Julia useful tool bags. But so gorgeous. And she, as we know, Julia loves batiks, and I think she has them all. So those were the gifties. And now I'll show you what I bought. Which really isn't that much, but I couldn't stay away. So Full Moon Fibers had a trunk show at Little Red Mitten last weekend, and I have a project in mind. So first I'll show you the project. This is the Murano Squares bandana by Susan Ashcroft. And I have a couple of photos here to show you what it looks like. Here's one version. So it is a mosaic bandana. And this, so Ruth, our friend Ruth, when I ran into her in Kitchener, was telling me about this. And she said that it would be something I would really like to do. And then I do really like it. So this is the same in a lighter color. And so I found a couple of colors. So this first one is the Full Moon Fibers yarn, and this colorway is called Willow.
Oh, that's pretty.
Beautiful little pops of color. And paired it. So the pattern does call for a DK, but I am using their Solar Sock, which is a sock weight yarn, but it's a really plump sock weight yarn. So I think I can get gauge. Not that I'm worried about gauge. It's a bandana. So I think I'll be fine. But then I did pair it with an actual DK by Estelle, because I think these colors are perfect together.
That's pretty.
That's what I'm going to do. And you can really see how beautiful those flecks play off of that gold. So I think this will be a great piece for around my neck for the fall. So that's the one thing that I bought. Then the other thing I bought that I don't have a pattern in mind for, but I have a plan in mind for, I bought one of Leo and Roxy's, the Surrey Silk, and this is the colorway Smoke. And I just kept getting pulled to this colorway, which is a Feisty Fibers, and it's their classic socks as well, but it's the colorway Petty.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah.
So what's really cool about this, or I thought what was really cool about this, is that this warm color with the little bits of black in it is on a gray base, and often you see that on a like a warmer tone base because of the golds. And so then when I paired it with this beautiful pale gray Surrey Silk, I think this is beautiful. So this, I'm thinking hat and a pair of fingerless mitts, because I love these two colors together, and I think that they will be really beautiful. So I don't really specifically have a pattern yet. I have lots in my library that I can work with. I will figure it out. Okay. And then, so that's all that I actually bought. But, oh, and we had door prizes too. And I won a door prize. And this is the door prize I won. And I think maybe everybody knows what this is, but maybe not. So if you have a cake of yarn, you can take this, you take the ring off, and you just put this up through the cake of yarn. I don't have one sitting here that I could show you, but you'll just put that up through the cake, and the cake sits on there. So you could do one of a couple of things. You can actually hook it onto your wrist so you can walk along and knit as well. But the other thing that I find these really convenient for is airplane travel. I like to take these on the airplane. I can always find somewhere on the seat that I can hook this into. And then that way I don't have to have a knitting bag on the airplane with me, and it will just slide around on the spindle. So I have a way to work on my project. So I was happy to get that as a door prize. And then we had a put and take table, just like we have when we go to the makers meetup in Chicago. And as I mentioned last week, I took this big bag full of yarn and goodies to put on the put table, thinking I was doing a great thing. But I came home with that bag full, so it helped me not at all. It all it did was add things to my stash. So the first thing that I got, because I will always grab this when I see it, but I found somebody had put on there an entire bag of embroidery floss. And I'm always looking to add to my embroidery collection, so I will always grab that. And then this jumped into my bag, and this is super convenient too, because I made my quill sweater out of the Remix Light, and I made it in this orange, and I can't remember what it's called. It's papaya something, but I'm not entirely apricot it's called. And somebody had put a full skein and a half.
Oh,
and
wow.
I have almost a full skein left over. So with 2.5 skeins, that's an entirely brand new sweater. So same color. Grab that too. Also on the put and take table, I got this gorgeous skein. Look at this from the Leo and Roxy Sock Club. This was their September colorway, probably last year, I guess, or maybe in a prior year when they did that. And so it's September Sock Club, and I just love these colors. Look how beautiful that is. And I think will be something really nice. There was also a beautiful book there that I got, which has some gorgeous stories in it, along with the patterns. And there's quite a bit of crochet in it as well. So I thought that was really interesting. And there's even crochet earrings. It's just cute little stories about crochet people. That's so cute. I thought I would pick this book up. And then lastly, on the put and take table, also didn't need this, but Julia thought I did. So it hopped into my bag as well. This is an entire kit to crochet
a frog.
little frog. And it comes with everything I need to crochet the frog, stuff the frog, stitch the frog, even the little frog eyes.
That's cute.
So thought, what the heck? It's a cute little thing to throw in. And he's got his own little toadstool. So the frog came home with me as well. I think that's everything I got. I think so. If I've left anything out, I also got, and they're already put away, but I got some really beautiful stitch markers as well. Some gorgeous like autumn themed stitch markers, and they were really sweet too. So yeah, so that's what I got.
Okay.
Now I also have something else that I wanted to talk about too. Or did you have anything that you wanted to show for acquisitions?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So I said I would revisit the fair. So part of our fair is to enter exhibits. And as I mentioned, Mary Lynn's, so we have culinary sections, we have canning sections, there's any craft that you can imagine is there as an exhibit. Then there's, kids have exhibits as well. So 3 years, this is my third year exhibiting at the fair. And I started out putting items in the knitting category and the crochet category. And I will admit, I was really intimidated to do it for the first time, but I entered the first year and I did really well. And so that gave me confidence to enter the second year. And this year, I kind of planted a bug in our friends' ears early in the year that we knit with. And I said, you really should enter some of your items. They're absolutely beautiful. So the items come in and they go into the exhibit hall, and then they are judged. And then they are all put out on display so that everybody coming to the fair can visit. And I just want to say that this year, quite a number of our little group entered into the fair, and I was so amazed by that. I was like, we had so many knitted items that this year we had to hire a second knitting judge to judge the items at the fair because the category got so big. And I think Julia and Carrie both came out and were helping with the judging that day and setting up the exhibit. So they got to see it from an inside point of view. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all of those that entered along with me this year. And I'm going to show you some pictures, but I have to say, I was just so proud to be up there on that wall with all of our friends and their beautiful knitting. And I could look up there at that gorgeous row of sweaters. And I'm like, oh, there's Julia's sweater. Oh, that's a Carrie sweater. That's a Joanne sweater. Oh, there's Mary Lynn's. And it was so nice to see everybody. And I will say we all did really, really well. And so I hope if any of you are near a county fair, not necessarily our county fair, but anywhere that you are, I encourage you to put something in because it's very interesting. Sometimes, I will also say that the ATM machine happened to be right by the knitwear, and I was over there several times throughout the weekend helping to fill that up. And I could hear people wandering along through the exhibits, and especially going through the knitwear and pointing out like, oh, look at that cute little animal, or look at that sweater. So it isn't just for me, it's not really about whether I get a ribbon on something or not, but it was a fun little community group thing to do. And it's really nice to show what we do to the public. So I did take a couple of quick pictures that I want to share of our items. So here's one of the sweater pictures. So there are, that's my shawl on the bottom, but that's Julia's right beside me. Julia's has the red ribbon for first place. Mine got second place. And then up top, we've got Carrie's sweater from the left. I'm trying to remember who had that Tolsta tee in our group. Do you remember, Noelle?
No.
Can't
I thought
remember.
Carrie did a Tolsta.
Did Carrie do the Tolsta? And I know that's Carrie's cardigan next to it, and Julia's newest sweater. And right down at the bottom, you can just see the googly eyes. I know that's Sarah's crocheted owl. And then over here, we've got, that's my sweater on the bottom right, Mary Lynn's next to it, and then Sarah's as well. And you can see ribbons on all of these sweaters. Everybody did so well. And then this was in a toy area. That's my hat and my little Rudolph. And that's, well, Julia's little giraffe looks like he took a bow and he fell over and he didn't sit back up, but he's got a ribbon on him too, as well as my item. So I did really well. Now, and so did all of our friends. But the other thing, so this year I challenged myself to really stretch outside of my comfort zone, because the one area that I am the most intimidated by is our beautiful quilters that we have in our area. Like, I love to go through the quilt section, and we have some beautiful, beautiful quilts being exhibited. And I don't do a lot of quilts or a lot of quilting, but I've dabbled this year and I've had a lot of fun with it. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just out there doing my best. So this year I got brave enough to enter a couple of quilting items. And one of them that I entered was my little bunny wall hanging. And this was my first time, and it got a first place. I'm super proud about that because I was so intimidated to go into the sewing section. And then I also entered my carrot runner, and you can see it also got a first place. So I'm inspired and cheered on. So I'm going to try harder to enter a few more things in the quilting area next year as well. So there was that. So I just wanted to say that because I know that there are a lot of small little community fairs, and I don't know how well attended. I went to a couple or one other fair this year, and they certainly didn't have as many items in their exhibit hall as we had it in our fair. So if you are near that and you have the ability to do so, I just encourage you. It's a fun thing to do. So that was that.
Okay. So this might be a short episode tonight. So anyway, I have to get going anyway, because I leave tomorrow for Rhinebeck and I still am not packed. So I need to pack. I need to figure out what I'm bringing knitting. So if anybody's there and you see me, come on up and say hi. I'd love to chat, love to see you. A little bit. This is the first time I'm actually flying, and it's the first time I've ever flown by myself. So that's a little bit intimidating, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just a short little flight, and Ross is dropping me at the airport. So I think that will all go well, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll actually be away until next Tuesday, and my flight lands next Tuesday at 3, and then we have to drive home from Detroit. So I'll probably be just sliding in here at 7 o'clock next week to be back home. So Julia, what are the plans? Oh, we're going to pick up every stitch on the Thursday. Actually, Mother Knitter tomorrow, pick up stitch on Thursday, Wool and Affair on Friday, possibly India Untangled on Friday, Rhinebeck Saturday and Sunday, and then we're driving to the Woolly Thistle on Monday, and then I fly home Tuesday. So it's going to be a busy week. As far as stands to see, I haven't even really looked. Like I'm looking for inspiration. I'm not planning on buying a whole lot to take home, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure I'll end up with something, but. Okay, Carol says you're vending in building 31. Okay, what's the name of your shop? I'll have to write that down. Building 31. I'll remember that. So yeah. So I know you've got it.
Yeah, Rosalind's asking. She says she's new here and she wants to know, do we ever show crochet items? And yes, I do. I crochet as well. And so I do show some of those from time to time. Not as much as I do knitting, but I did do a crochet cardigan last year, which I entered in the fair, and it got first prize for a crocheted garment. So I was really excited about that too. And I had so much fun crocheting that cardigan that I do want to make some more crocheted garments for sure. So,
and we want to say too that all of our knit-alongs, we might say knit-along, but it's not a knit-along. You can crochet and enter crochet items in there as well. It's a make-along. That's right. So
yeah, absolutely. So, and I will be going to Woolstock this weekend, going up for the weekend with friends. So if you are coming to Woolstock, make sure you stop me and say hi if you see me. And I'm looking forward to that. It's a new location this year, so I've not been there. Yeah. Not been there yet.
So, yeah. So yeah. So we hope everybody has an amazing week. Have lots of time to get some knitting done. Hopefully things will settle down for you, Kelly, and you'll actually have time to get a little bit of knitting done. And you should have time next weekend anyway when you go to Woolstock. So we want to again thank everybody for joining us, for watching after the fact, and we will see you all next week, same time here. And in the meantime, enjoy your week and happy knitting.